Hello and welcome to the 1v1 show where pop and nerd culture clash. Hold up. Forget my audio. But yeah. On today's show, we are going to be talking about a lot of MCU stuff, Marvel Cinematic Universe. So if you're a big fan of the MCU, we have a lot of content for you. And we're also going to be talking about Batman, Nintendo, and so much more. And as always, joining me. Hey, hold up. Hold on. Joining me as always every week on the 1v1 show is the right here, Geo. Here we flow. Yo. And and for those who are new to the show, don't know what we do here, I'll have Geo fill you in on what we do, and take it away, Geo.
What we do here is we usually break down a week's worth of news. This is where pop culture and nerd culture clash, or we have things regarding sports, regarding video games, regarding comic books, regarding movies, TV, whatever which way you can slice it, different franchises and such. And so, we're actually going to do a bit of a formula switch, right? So today, for today's show and possibly moving forward, we're going to start off by giving you the quick hits, the short stories, where we kind of have the subtopics of, just kind of what we think is the kind of news that is interesting, cool, and that you should know about. For about 2 minutes. The timer that we have is kind of like whose line is it anyway, where it doesn't really matter, but it kind of lets us gauge our time and stuff like that. Then after we do the subtopics, we move on to this to the main topics, where we usually have a larger discussion of either 2 or 3 topics, either 2 15-minute discussions or 3 10-minute discussions about the different bigger topics of the week. So, on top of that, just also to let y'all know is that you can also follow us on our social medias, where you can see here in the chat 1v1. Oh, whoops. 1v1. There, you can follow us there on our social medias, and you can also support us at our Patreon, where if you like what we're doing, you can donate us $1, $5, $2, and so it'll help us kind of moving forward and also provide you with additional content. All right, Mikey, you back?
Yes, I am. What's up?
Yo, what's up? We're gonna wait. Hold on. Are we?
What?
Hold on. Are we streaming?
Yeah. I mean, according to.
Okay, no, we're good.
That we are.
I thought the stream ended, and like, cause I was looking on my phone, and it said stream had ended, but that was something else.
Oh, well. Anyways, so
let's move on. We want to let's start with the subtopics.
Yeah. So as you guys know, Geo informed you that we are changing up our format here, so we're going to start with subtopics right now. So Geo, why don't you start us off with first topic of the day? Start us off with some somber news here. Yeah. And here we go.
For those of you who don't know, legendary rapper Shock G has passed away. Shock G is mostly known for his work in Digital Underground, as well as his persona as Humpty Humped. If you've heard the Humpty Dance, that song is going to hit differently now. He was basically, the importance of Shock G is something that is understated, and that I feel like a lot of people don't know about. Digital Underground was pretty much where Tupac got their big break. In fact, the song, same song that Digital Underground put out it was for a soundtrack for a Dan Aykroyd movie, where I don't remember the name of the movie, but that was the first time Tupac ever appeared on a song. So he pretty much gave him his big break. He was famously also the guest featured on Tupac's "I Get Around." Digital Underground, he's a Bay Area legend. He's a hip hop legend. He's an icon. And yeah, they don't know what the cause of death was, but
how old was he?
He was 57.
Yeah.
So he's still
Yeah.
pretty young, right? So unfortunately, that's it's kind of somber news.
Hey, what's up, Kenia?
But anyways, I don't have a transition for this one. So Mikey, why don't you tell me what's going on with Shang-Chi?
It's actually pronounced Zhang-Chi, like it's like
Zhang-Chi.
song, but with the H, but with the Z in, like Zhang-Chi. Because I was like,
Uh,
wait, am I saying that right? And I had to look it up, and I saw Kevin Feige actually pronouncing it as Zhang-Chi. Oh, whoops. Oh, let me Yeah, so earlier this week, the Zhang-Chi trailer was released,
mhm.
and it is the on-screen debut of his first Asian superhero. Simu Liu starts in Zhang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which introduces the titular Zhang-Chi, a martial arts master with superhuman abilities. So as the film begins, Zhang-Chi, which according to Entertainment Weekly is pronounced like song and not saying, like not shang, and he's kicking around San Francisco, living a seemingly average life, and hanging out with pals like Katie, played by Aquafina, a close friend who doesn't know much about his past, but that past is a doozy. He spent that first part of his life training under a strict father, Wen Wu, who is going to become, or I think he's confirmed to be the Mandarin.
Is he?
Or no, wait, actually no. Oh, sorry, my notes are wrong. Wenwu is a character who does not exist in the comics. He's a powerful ancient criminal who wanted his son to follow in his footsteps, but a decade has passed since Zhang-Chi broke away from his father after learning about his evil past. But naturally, the movie's action picks up when our hero finds himself sucked back into his father's sinister domain. And the producer said this is the best action Marvel has ever done. Every punch is meaningful, every fighting style is meaningful, and the story is told visually in such a great way. As you can see playing the trailer up here. And this is directed by the guy who did Short Term 12. Do you remember that movie, Gio?
Oh, really? Yeah, I do actually. That was Lakeith Stanfield and what's her name?
Brie Larson.
Yes, Brie Larson.
And so, as the title indicates, Wenwu has ties to the Ten Rings, the terrorist organization that was first mentioned in the MCU in Iron Man. In fact, he is the real version of the Mandarin, the group's leader who seemed to be played by Ben Kingsley in Iron Man 3, if you guys remember that. And only for it to reveal that he was like, just kidding, wasn't me. And then people or fans were furious about that. And so now we're finally going to see the Mandarin. So are you excited about this?
Yeah, actually, honestly, like, I think in hindsight, it's pretty clever that they did the Mandarin this way.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that like, how do I say this? Like, you actually get a character, the Mandarin, who's, has a it was very problematic, like stereotypical of like Chinese people, like in the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, with the fake out, and then you actually have a movie based, like, with Asian superhero, an Asian, like, kind of like mythology, then it kind of works out better this way. So I'm excited for it. Although I think you mentioned to me that the trailer didn't really sell you.
Yeah, like if the Marvel logo wasn't there, I would have thought it was just like another Chinese Hollywood type of movie. Like you could tell the budget isn't all there. I don't know. Like it didn't give me like the Marvel feel, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Like it felt like you remember that movie that Matt Damon was in where he played like a samurai? I forgot what it was called. The Wall.
The
Yeah, it felt like just shit like that.
mm, mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
I'm still going to watch it because I want it to do well.
yeah.
And
I'm gonna watch it too.
yeah, and yeah, the movie is going to come out this year, September 3rd. So it was on purpose. Kevin Feige wanted the 10-minute short "Hail to the King" to show that there is a Mandarin. Zombie bait 90 cents in the film or in the film chat.
That was yeah. I mean, I just think it just shows kind of how forward thinking Kevin Feige is with these movies, and how he really has like shit planned out.
Yeah, like even a decade. And we'll get into a decade planning in a little bit. But for now, I don't know how to transition to this topic, but we always meet up on this service called Discord. Gio, why don't you tell us what's going on with Discord?
Anyway, so Discord will stay independent, right? After, I believe it was either last week or 2 weeks ago, we reported, well, not reported because we're not like reporters. Well, we discussed that there were possibilities of Microsoft acquiring Discord, because like Microsoft has been on a tear lately of just acquiring like different companies and different talents, right? But it seems like those talks have stopped, and the acquisition will no longer happen. Discord, which for those of you who don't know, is the software that we use here to kind of meet up and kind of do video chats, and it helps us stream. Is a software that was primarily used by gamers who wanted to pretty much have a place to have, chats and audio calls while they were playing games. Now has, because of COVID, it has pretty much expanded to where now not just people who play games play it, but everyone does. So Discord was also valued in the initial talks between them and Microsoft. They were valued at $7 billion, which is like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. But instead of becoming acquired, they've decided they will focus on a possible initial public offering. So they possibly will be going public, which will be interesting. Also, considering the fact that like stocks has become like the new wave. Like it seems like nowadays, like a lot of people are getting invested into stocks and cryptocurrencies and other things like that. So we'll see.
Zombie Bait 90 in the chat says, thank God, because if Microsoft got Discord, it would go the way of Skype and Teams. True.
I don't even know, like I think I've just used Skype like for a couple months, but I don't know what changed with it when Microsoft acquired them. But anyways, right? But I guess for Zombie Bait, like if Microsoft acquired Discord, it would be pretty scary. But speaking of scary, tell me about The Conjuring.
So another trailer dropped this week, and it was The Conjuring. And this movie is the third movie, and it's drawing on a true story. Although you can expect things, to be fiction and dramatized. It's going to be about the murder trial of Aaron Johnson. In 1981, Johnson murdered his landlord, claiming demonic forces led him to commit the crime. Once again, it will star everyone's favorite ghost hunting mom and dad, Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. And according to the director, Michael Chaves, this is going to be the darkest experience for the Warrens, and also the biggest. In a lot of ways, or this is what I'm saying, quote, in a lot of ways, this is the biggest Conjuring movie. I showed the final cut to Vera and her husband, and they agreed. They were like, this is the darkest Conjuring movie. It digs into some really dark material. This is definitely a case where there's a real consequence because there are real victims. While the two previous movies in the Conjuring universe drew on supposedly real stories, neither of those stories involved actual people being killed. But, that's not the case here because this movie is called The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. It's based on a true story. And taking a real murder and using it for a movie like this kind of runs along the lines of a bad taste a little bit. I don't know. But anyways, he also said, this is really taking the Warrens into uncharted places. Being a fan of the franchise, I was honestly really nervous at first, breaking with the convention, breaking with a lot of things that are tradition. But I think that what we've done is really woven the language and the things that you want from a Conjuring film. The scares, the Warrens, their relationship. And it pushed them to the limits in this really fresh and exciting new direction. And this is what sold me. He said, this film is like David Fincher's Seven set in the Conjuring universe. And quote, one of the things that James Wan and I connected on while making The Curse of La Llorona was sharing a lot of the same favorite movies. And one of them was Seven. We both loved that movie. And so when he came to me with this script, he basically said, it's Seven, but in Conjuring universe. And the director said, yes to all of that. And The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It is going to theaters and HBO Max June 4th. Have you seen these movies, Gio?
I've never watched the Conjuring movies.
They're scary as
Not
fuck.
really not big a horror, just because like usually like maybe it's because of like a lot of the horror movies I've seen in like my teenage years were like really shitty and not scary, so the whole genre just kind of was whatever to me. But I've heard good things about the Conjuring movies.
Yeah, and then what?
It's the same as the Conjuring and the Annabelle movies are like related, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I heard
yeah.
the Annabelle movies were not that great.
Yeah, I haven't seen them either. But speaking of expanding universes on different mediums, Parasite is also doing the same. Gio, why don't you tell us about that?
All right, so there's going to be a Parasite show on HBO. And it's not going to be a remake of the story. It's not going to be a remake of the 2019 South Korean black comedy. For those of you who don't know, that movie also won the Academy Award for Best Film. It was directed by
so good.
I'm gonna fucking
Bong Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks. You bailed me out on that one. I still haven't seen the movie also.
Well,
but,
dude, you need to watch it. It's hella your shit.
Is it really? Okay.
You'd be like, what the fuck? Like I can just imagine you being like, what the fuck? Like, it's like the same kind of like on the level of what the fuckness of Gone Girl.
Ooh, okay. I mean,
in my opinion,
I was always gonna check out this movie, but like, I think this came out when I was in grad school, and anyways, so according to Bong Joon-ho and Adam McKay, the Parasite TV show is going full speed, and McKay has said that it's going to be an original series. It's in the same universe as the feature, but it will be an original story that lives in the same world. So,
what? Oh shit!
Be something completely like in the same universe, but not be like kind of touched on, or it won't be something that directly relates to the TV show, or it won't be a remake. It'll be an original.
Okay. Did he say anything about like recurring characters or anything like that, or not?
No, nothing. I mean, the details are so sparse, but like as we know, it's gonna be in the same universe. And me not knowing anything about this movie, like just based off the trailers that I saw, like I honestly don't know what the fuck that means. So I'm excited. I mean, you would probably have.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this.
You probably got a bunch of like different ideas in like your fucking head. But anyways, speaking of expanding universes, I don't know. Tell me about How I Met Your blank, Mikey.
So, since I know you're a big fan of shows like How I Met Your Mother and Big Bang, well, there's going to be more of that because there's going to be a spinoff of How I Met Your Mother called How I Met Your Father, starring Hilary Duff.
Ooh, I like Hilary Duff.
So, How I Met Your Father just got announced for Hulu, and it was ordered for a season with Hilary Duff in the lead role. And it's going to be a new comedy series from Isaac Aptaker and Elizabeth Berger, who wrote This Is Us and Love and Victor. I haven't seen any of those shows, but I've heard good things about those. And it's going to the show has a straight to series order, so we're going to get a whole season. And the 10-episode comedy, 10 episodes, will star Hilary Duff fresh off the cancellation of her doomed Lizzie McGuire sequel series as Sophie, who is telling her son the story of how she met his father, a story that catapults us back to the year 2021, where Sophie and her close-knit group of friends are in the midst of figuring out who they are, what they want out of life, and how to fall in love in the age of dating apps and limitless options. Hilary Duff will also serve as a producer in the Hulu original, which will use a multi- and single-camera approach, kind of like what I'm showing up there, and similar to his predecessor, How I Met Your Mother. And the creators of the show will be executive producers alongside the showrunners, and 20th Television, which produced the original sitcom, will once again serve as the studio. And the original creator said, "Kids, I'm going to tell you an incredible story. It's the story of how two writers got lucky enough to make their dream TV show for 9 seasons, and now get to pass the torch to an inspired new creative team with their own incredible story to tell. The story of How I Met Your Father. We are honored by their passion and vision and look forward to helping them tell a legendary new story. Shout out to all the How I Met Your Mother fans. And they also added, we are beyond excited to be bringing How I Met Your Father to Hulu. Carter and Craig's iconic original series revolution. Okay, no, that's just public statement. And yeah, and if you guys remember, there was a spin-off series that was in production to star and written by Greta Gerwig, who the show didn't go off, so she went into directing Oscar-winning stuff like Lady Bird and Little Women, which are amazing movies. You guys should watch them. But
Dude,
yeah.
yes.
So yeah, did you watch the original show, Gio?
How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
No, not really. Not really my vibe. It's basically just Friends, right?
Basically for the new generation, and I guess this is continuing that that trend, even though Hilary Duff is from our generation. So maybe it's for us.
I don't know who it would be. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess people from I want to say from I don't know. Do people who were 18 watch How I Met Your Mother like that young? Like when that show came out? I guess from 18 to 35. I guess it would be the age range.
Yeah.
But
anyways, who cares? What about something for all the family? Like a family movie, like at a family ride or family park, like the Haunted Mansion. Gio, why don't you tell us about the Haunted Mansion?
So, it was previously stated that there was a Haunted Mansion movie remake in the works, right?
Ooh.
Which is surprisingly because, what the fuck? Who sent me something? Anyways, there was a remake sent at the, what the fuck was I going to say? There was a remake reported that was going to be kind of looking at the ride and taking a different approach from the Eddie Murphy movie. Do you remember that movie, Mikey? The Eddie Murphy one?
Yeah, I had that on DVD.
What do you think of that one?
It was okay. It wasn't amazing, and then I think I tried to convince myself it was good, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. But, I think for, if you were a kid, it would be fine. But anyways, this remake has been kind of in development for a while because I heard about it 10 years ago when it's Guillermo del Toro talking about it.
I was really hyped for that one.
Me too. And it never happened because Guillermo del Toro
is Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, exactly, motherfucker. Anyways, also additionally, Ryan Gosling was also in talks to star in the movie, but that never happened either. But now we finally have a director.
Who?
The director is this man named Justin Simeon, I believe is his name. He's tapped to direct, who also directed Dear White People.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
I really liked Dear White People, but it's interesting because that movie, you can tell it has very much Wes Anderson inspiration. So we'll see how he translates to making this kind of Disney ride movie. But also, it seems like Disney is kind of doing a second go around on making movies based off their rides because they have the Jungle Cruise coming up too, right?
Yeah, with The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what other rides could they make movies out of? Big Thunder, Space Mountain.
Space Mountain, probably.
Yeah, I guess they could do that. But well, no. It seems like it's the dawn of a new Disney movie ride decade. Speaking of dawns,
ooh,
tell me about Horizon Zero Dawn, Mikey.
So, for those who remember a few weeks ago where we talked about the Play at Home, where you can get free PlayStation games if you're a PlayStation user. You don't need a PlayStation Plus or to be a PS Plus subscriber. If you have PlayStation, you can get this game for free. And it's a complete edition, and it's available to download for free between April, or now, all the way to May 14th. And Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, in an era where machines roam the land, mankind is no longer the dominant species. A young hunter named Aloy embarks on a journey to discover her destiny in a less post-apocalyptic world where nature has reclaimed the ruins of a forgotten civilization. Pockets of humanity live on the primitive hunter-gatherer tribes. Their dominion over the new wilderness has been usurped by machines, fearsome mechanical creatures of unknown origin. And plus, expand the vibrant post-apocalyptic world of Horizon Zero Dawn with this stunning new add-on included in the complete edition, which is the Frozen Wilds. So yeah, I don't think you've played this game yet, have you, Gio?
Hell no, but I'm ready to.
Yeah, and for those who forgot what the other play-at-home games were, which are free, they were Rez, Abzu, The Witness, Gungeon, Subnautica, Moss, Astrobot, Paper Beast, and Thumper. Some of those are VR titles, but free games are free games, and I highly recommend you guys getting this game because it is one of the best games I played in the past 10 years.
You also streamed those other play-at-home games, right? I remember some of those titles.
Yeah, I just streamed a little bit of, I think all of them actually. Hold on, not all of them. Hold on, wait. Rez, I just had the list. Yeah, Rez was crazy. Abzu is not VR. The Witness is not VR. Gungeon is not VR. Subnautica is not VR. Moss is amazing. One of the best VR games I've ever played. Astrobot, one of the best gaming experience I've had in the past decade. And Paper Beast and Thumper were also really fun VR games.
The only thing I remember from Paper Beast was that song that was like Japanese pop, and I was like, this is my shit. But yeah.
Well, you know what's also your shit? DC Comics. Why don't
Hell
you tell us about this?
All right. So there is going to be a new title to continue the story that is left off. That was finished after Justice League Unlimited, the TV show. So it's going to be called Justice League Infinity. It's going to continue where we left off after the TV show, after the death of Darkseid. And so now the question is, what happens after Darkseid's death? Well, unfortunately for the Justice League, there is a civil war on Apocalypse, Darkseid's home planet. And if you Darkseid's home planet, and those of you who remember, when Darkseid's gone, Apocalypse goes into full civil war. Unfortunately for the Justice League, the person who ends up defeating him is the one who becomes the new ruler of Apocalypse, meaning that Earth is now headed for a bunch of Apocalypse baddies trying to pretty much take out the Justice League so they can rule over their planet. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I mean, Mikey, if you look at the picture that's on screen, the only thing I don't like is that the art style isn't like one for one with the animated show, which is a little bit of a disconnect, but the art still looks good.
Yeah. It kind of gives me not really the same vibe of Alex Ross, like that one poster.
Oh, with all the Justice League kind of
but not really, but yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. Anyways, also, another DC comic news I wanted to throw, but Jonathan Kent, Superman's son, is now to become the new Superman.
Wait, what about Kal-El?
Kal-El. Superman is Kal-El.
Yeah, what's going to happen with him?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been reading Superman comics in a long time. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, honestly, when they do this stuff like this, because like Jonathan Kent becoming Superman, I mean, they've done it in the past with Dick Grayson becoming Batman. It's always there for a couple of years, but it never sticks. It always goes back to the same old characters. So,
I mean, it worked with Batman Beyond.
That's true, but that kind of like became its own thing, because even in the comics, like, where does Terry fit in? Like with they introduced Damian Wayne and stuff like that. So
Zombie Bait 90 in the chat says Jonathan Kent Superman is going to be written by acclaimed writer Tom Taylor.
Tom Taylor be writing some good shit. I very much like
author of Deceased and Injustice.
Anyways, but we'll see what happens. I mean, stranger things have happened. Speaking of Stranger Things, tell me about Stranger Things.
Yeah. So it turns out we're probably not going to get Stranger Things for at least another year. Or
Really?
yeah, because during a video call with the fan, Finn Wolfhard said season 4, it should be out sometime next year, hopefully. And for those who don't know, he plays Mike Wheeler, one of the kids battling against the supernatural entities of the Upside Down that threaten their small town in Indiana. And Netflix has yet to confirm their newest installment of the show, which is available to stream, but with season 3 releasing back in 2019, this is set to be the longest gap between seasons so far, with season 1 dropping in 2016 and season 2 dropping in 2017. And filming for season 4 started in February 2020, but as you know, in March, everything went to a halt because of COVID. And so filming wasn't able to resume until late September, with new set photos leaking last month. I haven't seen them because I don't want spoilers, and because I actually do like the show. But yeah, so it seems that production is still ongoing as we speak. But could these delays turn out to be good news for the show? I mean, the show creators think so, because they actually felt impacted positively by the delay, with the COVID delay, because for the first time ever, to write the entire season before we shoot it and have time to rewrite it in a way that they really had before. So the quality of the screenplays are exceptional, maybe even better than ever. So yeah, no Stranger Things until 2022. Have you caught up with the show, Gio?
No, I'm not caught up yet. I mean, now at least now I know that I have time. I only did like half of season 1, so.
What?
I know, right?
You would definitely love this show because it has all the 80s, all the boxes. It ticks them off.
Yeah, no, I think even like people were telling me about it, that like the creators, like they said it was very much Earthbound inspired, which for those of you who don't know is my favorite game. So I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it. I mean, I just fucking every time I like, there's just so many shows, man, between like
True
things and then like all the Marvel shit. And I got a friend texting me right now, bugging me to watch Invincible, and just hella shit. Fucking just hella.
Yeah, well, at least you have 2 years to catch up on Stranger Things. But in the meantime, you can just play with your Nintendo Switch and print out stuff, right? Or something like that. Or why don't you tell us about that, Gio?
So now you can print out your Switch pics, because Nintendo and Fujifilm are teaming up, as you can see there on screen. They're teaming up to make a new miniature smartphone app that will allow you to take snapshots in Nintendo games and print physical versions. It is dubbed the Instamax Mini Link for Nintendo Switch smartphone printer, and it's a palm-sized device that lets you take pictures you shoot in games like Animal Crossing New Horizons, Super Mario Odyssey, and new Pokemon Snap, and print out Polaroid versions. You can also add Nintendo characters, filters, and 59 frames to your photos via smartphone app. I think this is pretty much a very timely release, because of the release of Pokemon Snap coming out. Just a few days, I believe. Actually.
Yeah, this month, actually.
Yeah,
right?
Pokemon Snap release date. Let's see, Pokemon Snap release date, April 30th. So yeah, by this time next week, you'll be able to print out your Pokemon Snap films. I don't know. What do you think the market for this is, Mikey? Do you think like people actually will print out their video game snapshots?
Maybe kids will, but I don't know if parents are about that ink buying life. Because that seems like a lot of ink for Pokemon or Nintendo screenshots.
Yeah, and also this will be available in April 2021 at a suggested retail price of $100. So
$100 camera for a console.
Exactly.
Wait, what else can you do with it besides take pictures, or is that it?
It's pretty much it. You you can print out your pictures from your Nintendo Switch and you can put like filters on it. That's about it.
Oh, fun.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't think this will. I'm not sure if this will be a hit, but I mean, I've been wrong before, so we'll see. But anyways, you know, speaking of being wrong before, I don't fucking know. Well, tell me about Batman.
So, that new movie coming out with Robert Pattinson is getting a spin-off TV
Already?
show, and it's purported to be about Gotham PD, and it's with the corrupt police force at the center of the TV show. It was even assumed that fans would get something of an adaptation of the acclaimed comic series Gotham Central, written by Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka, with that series' diverse cast of characters finally getting their screen debut. But according to Brubaker, that's not going to be the case. Brubaker, who recently appeared on Kevin Smith's podcast, said the Batman spin-off show will focus more on James Gordon. And quote, he said, "I was like, maybe they're really going to make Gotham Central this time. And so I reached out to a producer who works for Matt Reeves, the director of the Batman. He says, no, that's not really Gotham Central. They're making sure that they don't call it Gotham Central, and it's more of a spin-off show, or more of a spin-off from the movie. So it's more like the James Gordon show." But you say to yourself, wait a minute, didn't we already have a James Gordon show with Gotham? The Fox Batman prequel show, which also drew inspiration from Gotham Central before flying off the rails to introduce a murderous row of Batman's rogues? Well, anyways, Jeffrey Wright, who's playing Commissioner Gordon in the Batman, is not yet confirmed to reprise his role for the show, but it is most likely assumed that it's going to be him, or maybe an even younger version of him. So what do you think about this, Gio?
I don't know. I mean, I think the DC properties are such a mess where they're introducing spin-offs and it's just fucking confusing where you had Gotham and then now you have this new Batman movie that is not kind of into the DCEU and they're having spin-offs of that, but then the Suicide Squad, which is canon to the DCEU, has that Peacemaker spin-off. It's just a fucking mess. Like, honestly, like, I think they should just focus in on making a good fucking movie and stop fucking making spin-offs of shit that doesn't connect.
Well, speaking of what doesn't connect, they're also connecting Michael Keaton's Batman to the upcoming Flash movie because Michael Keaton just got confirmed to appear. And we don't know how that's going to work out, but all we know is that Michael Keaton was apprehensive about appearing in the role because of COVID regulations and stuff, but now that COVID's got more under control, he's like, all right, yeah, I'm down to travel to the UK to film some scenes. And so, yeah, you excited about Michael Keaton coming back to reprise the role? And universes of the DC are colliding?
Yeah, actually, kind of. I'm excited for that. I love Michael Keaton. He got robbed of the Oscar for Best Actor for Birdman.
True. And but anyways, speaking of Oscar winners, I think there's another Oscar winner being cast in another MCU property, which is Thor, right, Gio?
Yes, sir. Mikey, before we move on, someone texted me, said your mic sounds weird.
My mic sounds weird?
Yeah, someone texted me, said your mic sounds weird. Can anyone in chat verify Mikey's audio? If anyone's listening. Hello.
No, all my filters are on.
And then I don't fucking know. Then well, anyways, moving on. So, Russell Crowe, the man who South Park says likes to fight people around the world.
Weird?
It's still weird. Is it doing the Animal Crossing thing?
Oh, it's doing the Animal Crossing thing? Wait, what the fuck? Huh. Maybe let me try this. It's a squeaky voice. Oh, it is doing the Animal Crossing thing. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna stop the broadcast real quick and then restart. I'm just gonna restart OBS. So stay here for like literally less than a minute.
We'll be back. We'll be right back.
All right.